is getting... I don't know who's judging this, but this, to me, was worse than Suicide Squad. I would have rather seen Suicide Squad tonight over this.
So it makes the movie Suicide Squad, with David Ayers and all them, it makes it look like a masterpiece.
I mean, no, nothing makes that look like a masterpiece.
But look at the difference. You have likable characters. You have an actual villain that is decent, I guess.
I didn't really care I didn't care for Cara Delevingne in that one. But this is no better with the villain. I didn't think he did a good job. I didn't think really any of the actresses did a great job.
No.
I mean, they're
no
okay.
Focus.
They're okay at times, but it's that constant narration.
Yeah, let's start with that. Some of the negatives. There's no focus. There's no pacing. There's no organization to this movie. It bounces all over the place. It goes from this point in time to past tense. It goes from future to this. It's just
and it's always different stories that are supposed to be colliding, and you don't even know why or how. It's just this happens to get to this, and this happens to get to that, so that they can meet and they can do their thing.
And the biggest problem is you don't care. You do not care. There's no likability with these characters. There's no, you don't feel like, oh, I'm connected to her like you would with like Captain America or Wonder Woman. With Wonder Woman, you cared about her character. You cared about what she was doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wonder Woman's got this. I'd say Man of Steel's got this. Oh God, what about Batman versus Superman? I don't know about that one.
It was so frantic. Like, it started off with this frantic, like, cartoon. And I thought, oh, this is cute. This is a neat little intro. And then...
it doesn't stop.
It just kept going, like we were continuing the cartoon. Like, it just didn't end at the credits. Well, it just kept going.
If you didn't notice, one of the biggest problems I had with the movie throughout the whole entire thing is...
the manic state.
Okay, there's some times where, you get this kind of good fight sequence where you're kind of going, oh, I kind of like the way they shot it and stuff.
Yeah, it was cool.
But they jack up the music and they turn it into a music video.
Yes, it becomes slow motion music video schlock. It wasn't even good music video.
No.
Like, look at the new Halsey one that we showed. That is a great music video.
Yeah, that would have been a good song to put in here.
Cheap. This felt like they made this movie super cheap. I mean, I didn't.
I know they didn't, but, I just didn't. I thought the story, the writing was just so, like you said, manic. Like, you don't even understand.
It's like being trapped in a burning building. Everyone's just running around everywhere. Everyone's screaming. The characters change constantly. You'll have a character that goes from being normal, nice, trying to do the right thing, to suddenly a crazy killer maniac like 10 minutes later.
Yeah, and then right back
to it again.
Back to the
her
nice
group
person.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, the group doesn't come. I thought this was really going to be about that group, and it's not really about that group because they spend probably a good hour of this movie introducing all the characters, and then they basically shove them all together right at the end, and they're supposed to be this big clique. It just didn't
feel right. It didn't feel organic. It didn't feel like any of these people belonged together at all. They didn't form a unit. This wasn't a group of people that even liked each other.
Yeah. Now, if I will say I did like anything, like I said, there are some good fight sequences in it.
There are a couple of good fight moments.
I did kind of like the Huntress. I wouldn't mind seeing a Huntress movie over this.
Yeah, but she was when she wasn't shooting people with her crossbow, she was just kind of dull.
Yeah. But I kind of like that about the character. She seemed like she was just kind of a normal person that got thrown into this.
That's the other thing we need to talk about. The dialogue.
Oh, the dialogue is mess.
Dialogue in this, it's so... And I'll get to the woke parts. That's coming! It was so... The dialogue was so childish. It was like a teenager...
Like a teenager wrote it, yeah.
Trying to figure out what these adults would say in these situations. Even
you know what I think?
Cliched cops.
It's like a teenager who watched too much of I'm Little... Was it Little Miss Pony or something? and then made a movie.
I just don't understand why they thought this was a good idea to go this silly.
Yeah.
Think Joel Schumacher. Think Batman and Robin. Think of Mr. Ice saying freeze, and all that stuff.
That is all over this movie.
This is like that. It's like they didn't do the crazy colors. The only crazy colors were her outfits.
Yeah.
But it was like being in that world where you had characters that were like going around, like bad guys that would be on roller skates.
Yeah.
And then you had
that whole scene.
Penguins with spears and stuff.
Yeah, well, that whole scene, because I saw it on the internet the other night, and that guy's right. There is one fighting sequence here that is really bad, and that's that whole little inside like the magic park or something
this
scene.
Is not
they're
John
like
Wick.
They're like doing rolls, and they're like, I gotta get out of the picture now, and they just keep going, and it just slows, and it's just like a music video.
The fight scenes the choreography in this. They had like cool flips and jumps,
what did it take to basically make somebody flip over 3 times?
Well, yeah.
Oh, hit him in the like a baseball bat in the gut, and they flip 3 times.
A lot of that too. A lot of the corny. She attacks. Small spoiler. She attacks a police station like Terminator style.
Now, I did like that scene.
Yes, but consequences from attacking a police station and injuring like 20 cops. Nothing. You know why? They forget about it. They literally start things in this movie, like her attacking a police station, and it never, 10 minutes later, it's like it never happened.
But they did have that little chase scene, right after.
Jesus.
But
this movie pissed me off. This was not only boring, but it was painful to watch.
Yeah, I actually turned to him about halfway through the movie, and I was just like, I'm just kind of bored, because it was. I mean, you had, like I said, a couple good fight sequences, and then it would get boring for like 10 minutes.
And not only
another fight sequence, then it would get boring. Because the dialogue, I didn't understand it. It was one of those movies that I'm watching it, and I'm not taking anything in. I'm just like, it's almost like they were talking a different language.
Yeah, it was just gibberish. It was the dialogue was literally gibberish most of the time. This is not important, or it was just childish. The jokes, there was little to no humor. We were alone in our theater, but we weren't laughing.
I think I know why we were alone. I think
a
lot of people may be avoiding this movie this weekend.
We weren't laughing at all.
I'm interested to see what the audience score is going to be. Because I don't know where these critics are coming from on this
And let's get to the next big point. Woke. This is a very woke movie.
It's all about... basically everything is the bad guys. And remember, and in the end sequence where you get the big fight scene, everybody is a guy. Yeah. There's like 300 men. They just
obliterate them. The girls are superhumans that can literally take down 300-pound muscle bodybuilder, like special forces guys.
And I want to talk about Black Canary because she has a power and utilizes it once, and then this entire movie, one time.
Yeah,
and then she acts like she knows that she had it the whole time.
She had it the entire time.
And I'm just like, this makes no
And it was
sense.
A weird CGI effect. Yeah. It looked like a cartoon.
Show him what you can do. And it's like, what can she do? I didn't know she could do anything. Because honestly, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really know these characters coming in. I'm not...
They didn't set them up.
3,000 comic books. I never read any Harley Quinn.
They didn't set him up at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah, I didn't know she had any kind of power or anything. I mean, they spend so much time setting them up. They could have told you that. I mean, they kind of do when she's singing. I kind of thought, I bet that's going to be something. But I didn't know. I wasn't positive.
But to finish up my thoughts on the woke stuff, the problem they had was this entire movie was dead set in creating this narrative that everybody she talked to that was male was a bad guy or did something wrong rapey. Yeah, there's a lot of weird, icky, rapey shit.
In the club scene when he tells the girl get on the table, dance, take your clothes off.
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi goes from being a psycho to a goofy Jim Carrey. Let's talk about Obi-Wan here. So you can already tell it's woke, believe me. Obi-Wan Kenobi is terrible in this role. I'm sorry. I love Ewan McGregor, but he was awful in this.
Anyway, it was horrible. I watched him and I'm thinking, you could make a good villain, but you're not doing it.
He was so... It was like watching someone... It was like fake. It was like a fake bad guy. Like you'd see on a TV show. Like a goof.
Yeah.
Oh, like a Naked Gun villain. That's You know what? That's exactly what he was. He was a fucking Naked Gun villain stuck in this weird Joel Schumacher Batman movie. I mean... There is...
Actually, no, I'm thinking about it. There is one other thing that, if there's something I would say I did like, was some of the gore with the fights. You know?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes she'd hit him with a hammer and there'd be some red stuff.
I mean, it was definitely, I think, rated R, so... but just everything else in here just was very...
Yeah.
Like I said, boring.
Well...
I was, the whole time... I was kind of doing what I was doing last week. Gretel and Hansel and Gretel, however you want to say.
Pretending you were done with it.
I just kind of like, I'm not even thinking.
It was like you were just looking away.
I'm slightly tapping out, and I'm forcing myself to keep watching.
So, now that we got some of the negatives out of the way, do you have any positives?
Well, like I said, I thought some of the fight sequence was good. I thought some of the action was good.
What about
I thought some of it was really bad. The music sucked.
We haven't talked about Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
What did you think about her performance?
I just think, as far as being Harley Quinn, she is Harley Quinn. There's no doubt about that.
Fantastic job as Harley Quinn.
Yes. She just had nothing to work with whatsoever. The writing, the script.
Yeah, she had nothing to do. Half the movie was about leaving Mr. J. That's half the movie.
That is a lot of this movie.
Yes.
They're literally telling you this whole movie, oh, guys, just so you know, Jared Leto's not coming back.
Well, he's not in this. He's not coming back.
Well, he's not coming back in this. I don't think he's coming back at all after this. Because this was almost kind of a little bit of a bash on him.
There wasn't even a picture of him.
Yeah.
Nothing.
A drawing.
Yeah, a drawing. Yeah.
With a couple knives in it.
She had a great performance. Really sold it.
She is Harley Quinn.
Her moves her fighting moves. Everything were great.
Yeah, I don't know if they had a stunt double working in there. But some of those fight moves, if it is her, she's very athletic. Because there's somersaults, there's splits.
Lots of throwing.
Going over people.
Yeah, lots of throwing left and right and all these bad guys flying everywhere. It's not her. I think it was just the writing and the way it was set up, the direction. It was like It was like they were trying to make this crazy movie, but did it in a way that made it painful to watch.
Yeah. I almost feel like they made this movie when they made Suicide Squad.
Yes. And it held it off for a while. It was
written and everything then, and held it off for a little while.
It was like stabbed and re-put together. Like cut up
maybe they did
pieces.
some recuts.
Yeah. Reshoots. And they had to put it all back together, and this is what they got.
Yeah, it was...
I mean, some of the parts where they went manic and they're laughing and going crazy, and it's fun, but it wears out real fast. You start going, oh my God, is this another song? They have actual songs in this.
I think, honestly...
They do the whole thing.
I think the songs, I don't think the music stops in this movie from beginning to end. It's just literally just constant.
It's a bunch of pop songs and weird remixes of songs that are old classics, and they're just jarring. I'm talking
they're loud. It's like they just jack up the sound, right?
There's 40 Dolby speakers in there that were literally just blasting us with sound, and we're like, oh, this is just annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have her performance. The character of Harley Quinn is great. They put it in a shitty woke movie.
Yeah.
Larry, what's your final score on this?
Oh, man. I don't believe in giving out a lot of Fs. I don't think this is an F. Don't think it's a C for me either. I'm going to go ahead and say Birds of Prey. I'm giving it a D.
Okay. Well, you're being very generous. This is a woke nightmare that I thought it was going to be. I think that there are going to be people that downvote and disagree with us. That's fine.
Sometimes, these kinds of movies, me and him, we always say the same thing.
We say the
Alien.
truth.
We like Alien. You don't have to tell us. Just show us.
Yeah.
Show us,
Show us a good character that's a female without making all of your male characters and everyone else dumb as
Yep.
a box of rocks.
Yeah.
And disliked, completely disliked, hated.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it doesn't bother me. You know, I like Alien. I like
any
the
movies where
I
they're
like Sarah
empowered.
Connor.
I mean, that's fine.
It doesn't bother me at all. It's just when they just don't stop telling you throughout the entire movie, you know, this is what this
And there's
is
a lot of
about.
people out there saying, "Oh, Mike, you know, you guys would get more likes if you guys just said you like the movies." You know what? That's probably true, but that's not
but
why
I think that's why
here.
we're called the movie cranks
Yeah.
too. We have seen so many movies over so long.
I get so
It
many
does.
people
Yeah.
that tell me you should just do all, like, the reason why you guys don't have 4 million subscribers is because you dislike movies. I'm like, yes, we're gonna be honest, okay? Sorry,
Yeah.
I know, but please make sure to subscribe.
You never scored it though.
Oh yeah, you didn't do that yet, did we?
No, I did. I gave it a D. Well, you give it.
Oh shit, you're right. Here I was wrapping things up. It's not as bad as The Turning.
No,
It's not as bad as I gave Hansel. I changed my Gretel and Hansel review to a C-. It's definitely not as bad as the freaking rhythm section.
No.
It's at least more entertaining and more fun to watch than the rhythm section.
Yeah, I
Thank God.
was able to keep my eyes on the screen.
Yes, to the most part. This for me, I would have to say would be a D+.
Yep.
That's all there is to it. I'm done with this shit.
And you said I was being nice
I'm
to it.
cold.
And I gave it a lower score than you.
Yeah, I know. I'm cold. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
Everybody, thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, please make sure to subscribe, like, share. Go to our YouTube page, go to our Facebook page, and do all that stuff.
Yep. And if you agree with what we said, let us know. If you disagree, no problem either. But until next time, I think that's all we got. See ya.
Peace.